Hi everyone, welcome to the Craigleith Heritage Depot, where the local history within the town of the Blue Mountains is celebrated. As you can see, the lilacs are in full bloom over here, and it's the perfect time to bring your clippers and bring home flowers for your kitchen table. Did you know that clipping lilacs actually promotes their growth? Using garden clippers or shears, you can remove blooms by cutting back to the stem, and this will encourage more flowers later on. The lilacs at Craigleith Heritage Depot have had a long history and have become part of the depot's identity, in part through the promotion by the Knapmans, who owned the Depot Fine Dining Restaurant, housed in the former Craigleith station. These are some of the many pictures the Knapmans took of the lilacs that surrounded the property.
The Craigleith Heritage Depot was originally the Craigleith station, and of course we had lots of lilacs here, but the station master actually lived in the building. And so out the back of the building, and where the parking lot is now, would have been a shed for storage, and also next to that the outhouse. So where do you think they would plant those first lilacs that they saw? Well, they planted them over here, right beside the fire extinguisher. So this was the original location for the first lilacs on this property. So these are the ancestors, or the children, I suppose, or the great-great-great-great-grandchildren of the first lilacs in the area. I am now on the other side of the building and down a little bit on a hill. And what you can see is that the hill goes quite a bit down, and you can see all the lilacs that were along the train tracks, which wouldn't have been there historically, and then this huge grove of lilacs right around here. Now this grove was where the quarry was. So basically, all of this area would have been a quarry for stone, and when the quarry was filled in the 1920s, these lilacs really started to spring up. They must love the shale stone that's in this infill.
Did you know that lilacs are edible and have medicinal properties? Angela Klein, a wild food enthusiast from Rocky Shores Health and Wellness, is going to explain more about this fascinating flower.
Hi, my name's Angela Klein and I'm with Rocky Shores Health and Wellness. I'm super excited to teach you how to make lilac water today to celebrate spring. Okay, first we need to talk about Mindful Foraging 101. Positively identify what you're harvesting. Use at least 3 references: weed walks, books, courses, or online. If you're not 100% sure about the plant and its safety, do not eat it. Check to see if there are any poisonous lookalikes. Never collect wild food from roadsides or areas that have been sprayed with chemicals, pesticides, or are polluted. Do not pick rare or endangered species or harvest from nature reserves. If you're collecting on private property or First Nations territory, please get permission first. Always try new foods in a very small amount to check for sensitivities and allergies. Check with your healthcare provider if you are pregnant, nursing, have an existing health condition, or are on any medications before consuming a new food or drink. Wild plants are a shared resource. Please take only what you need and never more than 5% of a patch. Collect gently and kindly and do not damage the surrounding plants. Be mindful of waste. Don't leave any litter behind. And most importantly, say thank you. Lilacs have traditionally been used for lots of things, such as they were a vermifuge, which means they were used to expel parasitic worms. They are antifungal and antibacterial. They are astringent, which make wonderful skin toners, and they've also been used to treat skin problems. They are febrifuge, which means they reduce fevers. They have bitter qualities, which always help the liver. They ease anxiety, and as do many other aromatic plants, so perhaps have a glass of lilac water before your next meditation. Place 1 to 2 blossoms in a 1-liter mason jar. These blossoms are small, so I'll put 2 in. Cover with cold water, filtered or spring water. Fill up the jar. And cover with a lid and leave on the counter overnight. The next morning it's ready. You can strain it if you like, or you can let a few blossoms fall in for color. And you can keep it in the fridge for up to 2 to 3 days. Enjoy. If you'd like to make a lilac bubbly water, you're going to have to make a lilac concentrate, which means you take your smaller mason jar and you fill it with as many blossoms as you can. Squish them all in there nice and gently. The more blossoms you put in, the stronger the concentrate. Keep going. Keep stuffing the blossoms. Almost done. See, there's still a little bit of room. It takes quite a bit. Keep going. There we go. So there's our blossoms. Now you put your filtered water or your spring water to the top of the jar. There we go, and put a lid on it. Leave it on your counter overnight, and the next morning it'll be ready. And now that it's sat overnight, your concentrate's ready. You take the lid off. You can strain it again if you prefer, or you can just add 1 to 2 tablespoons into your cup. Add your bubbly water, and you have a beautiful lilac Italian soda. Cheers.
Thank you, Angela. To continue your learning about lilacs and other edible wilds here in our own backyards, I invite you to place a hold on these books, available through the Blue Mountains Public Library, and they are recommended by our friends at Rocky Shores Health and Wellness. And we encourage you to keep our local small businesses like Rocky Shores in mind as businesses reopen to the public. Thanks for joining us today. Come by with your clippers and cut some lilacs this week while they are in bloom, and we invite you to explore all the health and beauty that the Blue Mountains has to offer. Take care.